Once upon a time, there was a great kingdom ruled by a wise and kind king. He had a beautiful daughter, the beloved princess, who was the joy of his life. But one day, the king made an announcement that would change the kingdom forever. The king was devastated by the news of his daughter's disappearance and immediately declared a search party. He made a public announcement that the kingdom would offer a reward to anyone who could help find the princess. The king also urged anyone with information to come forward and promised to reward them with riches beyond their wildest dreams. With a heavy heart, he concluded the announcement, and the search for the princess began. After the king's announcement, the princess vanished without a trace. The royal family and court were in a state of panic, as the princess had been taken away in the middle of the night. Everyone searched high and low, but there was no sign of her. Rumors began to spread throughout the kingdom, with wild theories about who had taken the princess and why. The king was so distraught by the princess's disappearance that he immediately dispatched a search party to find her. He sent his most trusted knights and advisors to traverse the kingdom and beyond, leaving no stone unturned in their search. The king also offered a reward for anyone who could provide information about the princess's whereabouts. Despite their best efforts, the search party came up empty-handed, and the king's hope began to fade. The search party returned to the castle with the princess in tow, and the king declared a grand celebration. Music filled the air as the people of the kingdom rejoiced in the princess's safe return. The king and queen hosted a feast in honor of the princess, and the people of the kingdom were invited to join in the festivities. There was dancing and laughter, and the people celebrated the joyous occasion. The search party had searched far and wide for the princess, but to no avail. Suddenly, one day, a mysterious stranger appeared in the kingdom. He had the princess in his arms. Safe and sound, the people of the kingdom rejoiced and welcomed the princess back with open arms. The king was overjoyed and declared a grand celebration. Everyone celebrated with music, dancing, and feasting. The princess thanked the mysterious stranger for his help, and the people of the kingdom for their unwavering love and support. The princess was finally home, and the kingdom was at peace once more. The king had heard of the princess's fear and had an idea to help her. He called for the prince and requested that he accompany the princess on her journey to find the magical flower that could cure her fear. The prince agreed, and the two began their journey with the king's blessing. The princess was filled with fear. At the king's request, she had never ventured out of the castle walls before, and the thought of leaving the safety of her home filled her with dread. She was scared of the unknown and the potential dangers that awaited her on her journey. She was unsure if she had the courage to face the adventure ahead. The prince, moved by the princess's fear, offered to accompany her on her journey. He promised to keep her safe and to help her overcome any obstacles they encountered. Along the way, he declared that he would remain by her side until they reached the king's castle. His offer of protection and companionship gave the princess a newfound strength and courage as she set out on her quest. The prince had offered to accompany the princess on her journey, and so the two of them set out together, armed with courage and determination. They began their long and arduous trek, facing many obstacles along the way. Despite the danger, the princess held her head high and kept her faith in the king's request. With the prince's unwavering support, they made their way through the treacherous terrain, determined to fulfill the king's wish. The princess, feeling a surge of courage, took a deep breath and faced her fears. She had never been away from home before, and the thought of embarking on a journey with the prince was daunting. But she knew it was the right thing to do, and she was determined to see it through with a newfound sense of strength. She set off on the journey with the prince, ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. The prince offered his unwavering support to the princess as they began their journey. He reassured her that she was not alone, and that he would be there to help her through any difficulty she faced. He held her hand and guided her, providing her with the strength she needed to face the unknown. The prince was determined to show the princess that no matter what happened, he would always be there to support her with his kind words and gentle embrace. The princess felt a newfound courage as they continued their journey together. The princess had been searching for the truth behind the mysterious disappearance of her beloved father. She had heard many rumors, but none of them seemed to make sense. With a heavy heart, she set out on a journey to find the answers she sought. Little did she know, the answers she sought would be revealed in the most unexpected of places. The prince, determined to rescue the princess, devised a plan. He gathered a group of loyal knights and devised a strategy to sneak into the castle. He knew that the castle was heavily guarded and that it would be difficult to penetrate its defenses. He worked with the knights to come up with a plan that would allow them to get into the castle without being detected. With a plan in place, the prince and his knights set out on their mission to save the princess. The princess was faced with a difficult decision. She had to decide whether to accept the prince's plan to rescue her or to stay in her prison and hope for a different outcome. She weighed the risks and benefits of both options and eventually chose to accept the prince's plan. She was determined to take control of her destiny and to take a chance on the prince's plan. She was determined to take no matter the consequences. The prince, determined to save the princess, decided to make the ultimate sacrifice. He knew that he would have to give up his own life in order to save hers. With a heavy heart, he gathered his courage and prepared to face the consequences of his brave decision with a final embrace. He set off to make the ultimate sacrifice for the princess he loved. The princess was in a desperate situation, and the prince knew he had to act fast. He devised a plan to rescue her, enlisting the aid of some of his most loyal knights. With courage and skill, They infiltrated the castle and managed to free the princess from her captors, the prince and his knights, then escorted the princess to safety, ensuring she was unharmed and safe from harm. The prince's brave and selfless act was not in vain as a reward for his courage and devotion. The princess was able to be rescued, and the prince was welcomed into her kingdom with open arms. He was given a place of honor among the court, and was praised for his noble actions. The princess and the prince were married, and they lived happily ever after.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from us. We'll be bringing you more exciting stories and videos like this one. See you next time.